Hi, it's Dan again with D&D Thorough Home Inspections. Today we're up in this attic and we're going to take a look at the rafters. Now, rafters are a structural component of the house. They're used to carry the roof decking, sheathing, shingles, and other structural components. Now, another structural component could be trusses, and we'll do a video on those a little bit later. Now, looking at these rafters, they're commonly made of like softwood, cedar, pine. They could also be LVL, which stands for laminated veneer lumber. And that's just a bunch of thin layers of wood glued together. And it's said to be up to twice as strong as your softwoods. So when we're looking at the rafters, you want to look for either a ridge beam or a ridge board right here at the peak of the roof. As you can see, there's nothing there. You just got the two rafters coming together. So the way you tell if you need a ridge board or a ridge beam just depends on the slope of the roof. If it's less than a 312 slope, then it should be a ridge beam. If it's 312 or over, you look for a ridge board. And the way you size a ridge board is one-dimensional size larger than your rafters. So if your rafters are 2x6s, then your ridge board should be a 2x8. If your rafters are 2x8s, then your ridge board should be a 2x10, and so forth. Now, if you've got a beam up there, the way you size a beam is you go by the span in between supports. And there's charts all over the internet for that. You can find multiple of them. So when it comes to looking for defects, though, you obviously want to look for your cracking, deterioration, insects, fungus growth. And every once in a while, you'll come across an attic where it's painted. And that could be done for two reasons associated with defects. One of them being if there was ever a fire, people will paint over that just to kind of cover up the smoke smell. Another thing is if there was fungus growth, if it was treated, the paint is used to kind of seal in those spores so they're not flying around and being breathed in. Now, when it comes to fungus growth, that's associated with moisture content. So if we're up in an attic and we suspect there's one area that has a little bit more moisture than others, we'll test that with the moisture meter. And we'll also test a bunch of areas around that and compare the numbers to verify that that area does have more moisture than the other areas. There's not really a set number you're looking for as far as moisture content because it varies from state to state. Here in Ohio, you're typically going to have a higher moisture content than, say, Arizona. So it just kind of goes state by state, and that's why we check a bunch of different areas and just verify those numbers. And that's really just a quick rundown on your rafters in the attic. So if you enjoyed this video, learned something from it, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned. Thanks.